The Honda Ridgeline is definitely not an easy cookie to crack if you're out there trying to score a hot deal on it. However, the margins are wide and they're for you to really chip away at. What I want to do for you in this video is break down exactly the type of deal you should be going after on a 2021 Honda Ridgeline, what sort of lease payment that's going to calculate to, some average repair and maintenance costs, as well as some average insurance costs. That way, you know the bottom line of how much this 2021 Honda Ridgeline is going to cost you. What is happening, guys? Ari here from Boston Automotive Consulting, and in the description below, you're going to find a link so that you can shop around local area dealerships. Simply plug in your zip, check off your dealerships, and have them send you price quotes via email. You'll also be able to shop around for insurance rates, get your auto credit scores, as well as shop for an auto loan. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you're going to need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. So this is actually one of my easier negotiation guides too, because there's not a whole lot that goes behind the scenes of a Honda Ridgeline. Very straightforward, because in the United States right now, all the Honda Ridgeline inventory is all-wheel drive inventory, and there's only really 4 trims. What we've got on the market is the majority of which being sports, 1,695 of them to be exact, 205 RTL, 250 RTLE, 215 Black Edition. What I'm going to be doing though is giving you some percentages and some other variables that you can target pretty much on every other trim. And what I want to do is give it to you in a way so that you can just simply plug it into your own calculators and just tweak it so that you're plugging in your own MSRP and your own selling price. So basically on the Honda Ridgeline, guys, we've got about a 6.5% markup from MSRP to Invoice. I know it's going to be difficult to get to Invoice wherever you're from. However, consider this for a second. If I were to walk into a local area dealership here in Boston, getting Invoice may actually be quite easy. Getting below Invoice is the actual challenge. For some of you out there in states that don't have as many Honda dealerships as we do here in Boston, getting to Invoice may actually be the challenge. However, I still do want you to target 6.5% off of your own MSRP. So it doesn't matter if it's a Sport or an RTL-E, try to target 6.5% as long as the vehicle is in stock. Now, what I've got picked out for the sake of tonight's negotiation guide is a Sport all-wheel drive, and mine has an MSRP of $37,665. Now, like I mentioned, going after 6.5% off of the MSRP would land me to a target selling price of $35,190. And Honda at the moment is not offering any promotional rebates or incentives. They typically do if we're getting further into the end of the model year. However, we're still very early. So no rebate. However, we do have a promotional 1.9% APR, which for those of you that are financing, it'll probably make things a lot easier in the finance office, because they won't be bombarding you with higher interest rate offers. Now, going after that 6.5%, taking the 1.9% financing would land you again to a final target of $35,190. And if financed at 1.9% for 60 months, would land you to a payment of $625 a month plus tax. Keep that $625 a month plus tax in the back of your mind, because right now for the lease calculation, you're going to see exactly why it may not make any sense to lease and to just go out and just purchase it. And if you're wanting to do some sort of lease type structure, just trading it in 3 years. Now, going after that same 6.5%, we've got no lease cash again. That could change though from month to month, same way as it could change for rebates and incentives if you're purchasing. If you're interested in finding out how I find out about rebates, lease cash, promotional incentives, etc., I've got my course in the description below that'll teach you how to scrape all this information. A residual on the Sport of 68% for 36 months at 12,000 miles a year. The residual on the RTLE, for example, goes up to 69%, while on the Black Edition will go down to 67%. So you got to keep in mind that residuals may change from trim to trim. However, it's in this general ballpark of 68%, and that's precisely why I'm using the Sport for this example. A money factor that's consistent across the board of 0.00180, very high money factor. And when plugged in into the lease calculator, and assuming that we're giving just our inception fees due at start, so your first payment, acquisition fee, doc fee, registration, all that stuff due at start, roughly about $1,720, we would be talking about $398 a month. Again, you guys, that's at 6.5% off. That's assuming sales tax included in the payment. We were at $625 a month on the purchase payment. So just wanted to give you sort of my comparison as to why it may make more sense to just purchase as opposed to lease, especially if you were thinking to just lease to purchase. Not the best idea. Now, as far as some average maintenance and repair costs for you guys, what we've got in the United States for average repair and maintenance is $500 for maintenance, super low maintenance cost after the initial warranty period runs up, and $365 for repairs after the initial warranty period runs up as well. Definitely one of those vehicles that you want to keep in your driveway for some time. Again, alluding to do not lease the Ridgeline. As far as some average insurance costs in the United States, what we're seeing is about $1,450 as being the average insurance premium, the average yearly insurance premium, with $1,225 in Arizona, $1,680 in California, $1,840 in Florida, $1,095 Illinois, $1,175 Massachusetts, $2,555 Michigan, $1,550 New York, $850 North Carolina, $1,405 Pennsylvania, $1,775 Texas, $880 in Virginia. I want to encourage you guys to use the links in the description below to shop around Honda Ridgeline deals simply by just plugging in your zip, checking off local dealerships, and having them compete for your business. You'll also be able to shop around for insurance rates, get your auto credit scores, as well as shop for an auto loan. And if you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.